It's, actually, what is it? It is time to charge my battery. Anyway, Saturday, February 27th, 2016 at 5:13 a.m. I woke up at like 4:30, and dear God, I hate these fucking dark 30 army times when they don't even fucking wear a watch anymore. But my better half was apparently still up, as well, let's just cut to the chase. This video is one of my numerous daily acts of contrition. I've been struggling with my own pity party. Again. We have to constantly make that decision to move towards something. Even if that something is something we've made, and everybody is telling us cognitive social and attentive blindness. Anyway, I guess, no, because I wanted to share this story with my lover. Alright. I need to smoke more for this. I'm rarely ever on Facebook, but I was on Facebook to do something else, and then got this random friend request, and then while I was on there, I also saw this thing from Weed for Warriors. Not that I'm ever saying what I smoke, because I actually smoke a lot of different things. Anyway, I saw one of the postings, and the comment that was right underneath it was that smoking is such an important part of veteran recoveries that when my better half says, "Sweetie, you should smoke more," what he's really saying is, it hurts me to see you so unhappy. And this comment was like, we have no option. Veterans deserve this right. We need this right. This right is pivotal to our survival. And I put that in context of my own pity party, and so I need to smoke more. No! My back. And I've been really drained and tired this week. I've been having a bit harder time with my back this week. It's just, I know mission's proceeding smoothly, but just I feel, and that's me slipping back into my own party. Notice, I feel, I'm having these problems. It's about me. No, it's not about me. If I want it to be about me, then I fucking deserve my pity party. So I cut this video on because I just texted my better half. I think I've decided. And I wanted him to be able to see the subtle joy and peace I find Alright. I know United Marketing Cooperative is the last thing that I've really got to hash out. And I'm pushing to it. I know that these are hold your hand orders of get through, of hey, this is how you pull your shit together so that you can help your brothers pull their shit together so that we can lead the world into a change that we want. We can help lead the world into a world that we want to live in. Imagine wanting to live again. Do you even remember the last time you wanted to be alive? The last time you woke up and said, yes, I'm alive. If you've worn a uniform, odds are it's been a minute or two. And I know I just gotta keep my head down and keep moving forward because I'm doing it for you. But it's hard. It's really hard. Anyway, I've decided I need to smoke more. Dr. McCarran. You know the guy I was talking to in the lobby? I know you are not allowed to send me his information, but I would like you to send him mine. Let's let the world catch up. Hold on. I have an AWOL lighter. Just a second. Found it! Anyway, there's veterans may complain about the VA, and I'm not going to get in the middle of that. But we like going to the VA. We like going because it's us and ours, you know? I mean, when we walk in, we show that ID past the checkpoint and you're in. We know what we're getting. We know our brothers, gender irrelevant. We know our brothers. We've got shared experiences. We've got shared understanding. We've got shared respect. We know what we're dealing with. So, you know, we get to sit down our armor, you know? All that, you know, we're constantly walking around, we're going grocery shopping, we're trying so fucking hard to keep our shit together. And at the VA, we're just ourselves, you know? And it's a nice feeling. It's It's home. VA, the VA, is home for many of us. 'Cause it's where we find our brothers. You know? And, yeah, I get wrapped up in my own pity party sometimes. But someone touched me. I don't want to say, ooh, don't touch me there. You know, I mean, but somebody touched me last Tuesday when I was at the VA. I never liked O Dark 30. Hold on. You know, when you just really want to go back to sleep, you just really want to go back to sleep. But it's not going to happen. Good morning, America! Welcome to our lives. We are lucky if you consider in passing. Because every life matters. I can't handle this right now. Yes, I can, because I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for him. Okay, so... No, I gotta smoke more. Let me back up. Because to understand where I'm going, you need to understand where I've been. My spiritual mother, this wonderful woman in Kuwait, she's an American woman, married a Kuwaitis, lived in Kuwait for like 30 years or whatever, runs a wonderful organization called Operation Hope Kuwait, I think? Brain damage. You know, Cheryl Mirza, I love you. Oh my God, I'm having such ADD brain damage. And yeah, I remember. Cheryl Mirza described me very accurately as a servant personality. I am a servant. I have always wanted to serve, and I have always wanted to follow. I have just never met a person I respected enough to follow unquestionably until I met my better half. And that's what makes him my better half, you know what I mean? And that is why I am unavailable in the context for which someone want me. I've known this, so I'm at Polytrauma in the VA. This guy is also a Polytrauma patient. I mean, I just wear it well. Many of my brothers don't wear our damage nearly so well. And, he's hurting. And I knew Christmas before last, he made it very obvious that he had a thing for me. Not uncommon. Trust me, being an Iraqi 12, 14, you know, let's just say I've gotten plenty of attention in my life. And I know what courage and what strength it takes for a man, for a person, for any person, wearing such damage so visibly, because you're also having to live with how the world judges you in an instant, right? Dude managed to rock up and hit on me. Mad props, honestly, that takes some fucking balls. Mad props, Marine. Pretty sure he's a Marine. I think. I don't remember. Anyway, mad props. And not just once, but regularly and often. And I've always been nice to him. I just never reciprocated, and I normally sit in the hallway at the VA because it's less anxiety for me. I feel more comfortable there. But I felt this one day, last week, I felt compelled to go into the waiting room, which I don't do. And I saw him sitting there. And dude looked bad. And so I sit down and I'm talking to him and he's like, yeah, I haven't slept in 3 days. And I'm like, whoa, dude, you're pushing for a psychotic break. And he's like, I know, but I can't. And, blah, 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 and all this other kind of stuff. And dude gets very emotional and starts venting. And I take it, I accept it, I know it, we need it. We need for other people. We need those emotional connections. Don't you see that the more we're holding them back, the more we're reserving them, the longer we're denying ourselves the connection? Okay, so he got upset at me for blowing him off for over a year. And in his emotional outreach, I instantly, without missing a beat, and I'm very proud of myself for this because it shows my true heart, and I aspire to be the person I was in that moment. And without missing a beat, I corrected him. I did not blow him off. I just never reciprocated. He's like, are you married? I'm like, I don't believe in marriage, but I am unavailable in that context. He needs someone he wants someone. Fuck, we're service members, whatever the uniform. Not likely we need anything other than our brothers. But we want. And he wants support and attention I can't give him. What he wants from me already belongs to somebody else, and no. But what I did do is, in the same breath of I did not blow you off, I just didn't reciprocate. I interacted with you each time. We regularly had conversations. It was a caring, supportive, sorry, I'm not going to fall in love with you and get married happily ever after type conversations. But still, a brother's a brother. And he was... I put his head down on my shoulder and started calming him and soothing him and telling him, shh, go to sleep. Because what he was really struggling with was the rejection. The rejection of how he could be so damaged having done, I would say he sacrificed more than all. Because honestly, if it were me, if I were the uniform on that edge, I'd rather be dead. I'm sorry, I love you. I'm glad you survived. You're my brother, I love you. But I would rather be dead. There are worse things than death, and very often it is survival. And so he carries on surviving. And yet everybody that looks at him judges him, ignorantly so. That man is a fucking, but people judge him because they look at him. And then they write him off. It's not the judging him that's the hard part for him, it's the writing him off. And I didn't write him off. I never have. He just felt wounded by me personally because he thought I was rejecting him, and I was not. If anything, I was accepting him, and as soon as he understood that, it gave him peace. And I told him about my book for free, and I told him about these things, and he was so hungry for the hope, for the optimism, for the guidance. He was excited. And so thank you. Thank you for touching me. Because I too struggle with my own fucking pity parties. I do. It's getting better and it takes practice, but I fucking do. Sorry. So I decided I'm a shut-in. I prefer to be left alone because it's easier than interacting with civilians. I'm sorry, but it's a fact. Ask any veteran. You don't like to hear it? It may hurt. It's going to hurt feelings because the ripping of the Band-Aid is necessary to access and heal the wound. Veterans go grocery shopping in the middle of the night, which reminds me, 6 a.m., I may as well go grocery shopping. We do things out of step with mass society because we prefer to be with ours or we prefer to be alone rather than mixing with civilian society. Up the ante with how much we're killing ourselves. And then those of us that continue struggling feel so judged. So judged. I did not judge you, my friend. I merely failed to be what you needed me to be, what you wanted me to be. I am being what you need me to be. And so I've decided to start thinking of you to help pull me out of my pity parties. Because we need each other to get through. We need each other to get through. And I needed you to have faith in me just as much as you needed me to hold you. Be well, my friend. You've got this. Just lean on your brothers and be strong enough to be vulnerable. Because you know what? If you reached out to me like that a year ago, I don't know, I hope I would have said the same thing, but honestly, I'm dealing with a lot of my own shit, and I've come a long way in a year. A year ago, 2.5, here's my story. August 21st, 2013, my combat veteran ex-lover flipped out. He had a severe traumatic brain, and he had I don't know how, it was never diagnosed, so I don't know how bad it was because nobody ever helped him. But he had a traumatic brain injury, which I now have utmost sympathy for. And nobody was able to help. Nobody helped him in a decade. So on a romantic vacation, he flipped out. My neck was broken in 3 places. My jaw was broken in 2 places. My forehead was shattered. It's 4 metal plates. My brain busted in 5 places, and I had to have 2 brain surgeries, including a partial lobotomy of the right frontal lobe. I died twice. I was in a coma for 3 months. You know, blah, 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 whatever, right? So trust me. I'm dealing with my own issues. And had you come out so directly a year ago, I honestly don't know how I would have handled it. But I am the person I am now. And I am proud that I responded in such a seamless, honest, and direct manner. I am proud to have held you and reassured you. Because I know you feel alone. But you're not. You're not. That's why the pity party's not about you. Stop looking inward and feeling bad for yourself and look outward and think of how you help others. You know what? Because I know you wear that uniform in your blood. I know you do. And now you know what I was going through. Odds are you probably feel a little guilty and selfish. That you were thinking more about how you felt rejected rather than thinking about how I was trying to deal with even interacting with and speaking with men and being able to cope being hit on, handle being hit on. It's about perception. It's about remembering that it's really easy for us to get stuck in our own heads and forget about the rest of the world. And you know what? I guarantee you, you know one of our brothers that you could be helping, that you could be reaching out to instead of feeling fucking sorry for yourself. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry shit happens. Shit happens at war. It's what you signed up for. Well, fuck. Nobody told us to anticipate this, but guess what? Coulda, woulda, shoulda, we're fucking here now. Pull your fucking shit together. Stop the goddamn pity party. Think of your brothers. Me included. Because those in uniform should know. This brotherhood's got nothing to do with gender. And if you think it does, you need to get over that. Those are your issues, not ours. And you know what? We need each other. We need each other. And no matter what you think, no matter how rebuffed you feel, no matter how jilted you feel, especially if you feel it's at the VA, guess what? They're probably dealing with your own shit, their own shit. It's probably not about you at all. And if you reach out for help, you never know, you just might get it. You might end up with Your head resting on the shoulder of a girl you've been drawn to for well over a year because she cares for you as a brother. If you don't ask, you never get. But you know, it takes strength to ask. It takes strength to reach out. It takes strength to admit you need help. Guess what? None of us are doing shit by ourselves. We're all having little individual pity parties of one. Sounds pretty fucking miserable to me. So, say, hey, dude, want to get out and want to go out, want to grab a pizza sometime? Actually, I mean, I don't do well out. I'd much rather just come to your house and bring a pizza and just fucking shoot the shit and watch TV. This isn't gonna happen. But this never stopped happening. We just forgot to reach out. So, Dr. McCarran, if you would please pass my information on. Oh. Okay. See, that's my. It's not a timer because I don't want it to go off at a set interval. So therefore, I get behaviorally conditioned to every hour on the hour. No. It is a mindfulness reminder that goes off at random intervals between 30 and 45 minutes. I adjust the time. It used to be I was struggling when I started it. For the first year, I think I had it set like every hour to remind myself to be mindful every hour. Challenges and shit, and I escalated to every 30 minutes because the more difficult it is to be mindful, the more important it is that you are. Okay, and this app, hold on, my dog text. I don't wear them anymore, but there's still me. Hold on, let me look and see what this app is, dude, because, I mean, the FM on how to cope and handle with all this shit, yeah. I did psychological operations in the Army. I already had a master's degree in the psychology of negotiations. I have a postmaster's in behavioral manipulation, and let's just say I'm very, very good at my job. And my recovery of note has been manipulating the fuck out of myself every step of the way. Because if I allowed myself to just sit and have my fucking pity party of one, I wouldn't go anywhere. So, nothing to lose. And so I have experimented on myself with all this shit. Can speak personally to what I found works, at least for me, and share and teach because I believe that's why God kept me alive, because I know I was already apparently even better than the Army at PSYOP before I enlisted. America, you really need to catch up, because the entire country, even our basic understanding of what psychological warfare is, yeah. At best, we are way behind the curve. At worst, we're getting our asses handed to us for over 20 years because an ideological war is being brought to us with our inability to fight fire with fire, ideology with ideology. Get your head out of the myopic game of bombs and bullets and realize you're outclassed and outmatched. So maybe it's time to actually start learning what the fuck you're doing. And I would professionally recommend we start reaching out to England so that they could teach us again, because we apparently need a refresher course. Anyway, so, and how ironic that out of all this shit, I die in England. And the beauty of the irony that for my specific extreme brain damage, I was in the same neighborhood as one of the top 5 hospitals in the world for that exact injury. I'm just saying, I got faith. I got faith. God kept me alive because God knows medicine couldn't explain it. I have recovered miraculously because just ask Polytrauma. You know, I mean, there's not even much in the way left of scars. And you know what? It is my choice what I look at. It is my choice what I see. You know, and you may remember that my hair used to be quite long. Well, I needed to see my scars, so I shaved my fucking head so that I could see it wasn't that scary. It's not that scary. It's just a thing. And you and I know we've both been through worse. Sorry. ADD brain damage, oh! But that's cool, because I know you're not going to judge me. You know, I mean, the friends I've made in the past, couple of years or whatever, I've got a former prostitute drug addict become life coach, an ex-con, a, let's just say rough rider cleaned up. I got a handful of guys that are just as fucked in the head as we are. You know, I mean, the just jumping to the point, the friends I have, the only friends I have around me that are worth having anymore are the ones that don't judge. And hi, America. That's why we don't want to be around you. We don't want to be around you because you are so judgmental. So judgmental. So judgmental. Anyway. Dude, VA, McCarran. It's called the Mindfulness Bell. You can get it on an app store. This is the only one I will use because especially a veteran does not want to be behaviorally conditioned to be on a consistent time cycle of, every 30 minutes, every hour, no. You want a revolving time cycle for safety, security, and to prevent behavioral conditioning. What you want to behaviorally condition is the sound. You can equally condition yourself to smells. You can equally condition yourself to, hold on a second, touches. Okay? You can behaviorally condition yourself, Pavlov, anyone? To damn near anything as long as it means something to you or you teach yourself for it to mean something. I chose the gong because my happy place in the world is a nunnery in Nepal. After I left the Middle East the final time, I knew I needed to get my head squared away. So I went to a nunnery in Nepal for a while, and it is my global happy place. And so the gong reminds me of that, and it reminds me to breathe and be mindful, to take stock of my body, to calm myself, to remember that balance is everything, to remember that it's not about me, to remind myself that I have to take the best care of me I possibly can so that I may help others. That's what defines who we are after we take that uniform off. We can choose to refuse to let the war be what defines us. It is our choice. It is our choice what we are defined by. I am not defined by my kidnapping at 5, a very difficult life, 2 failed engagements, shattering both my ankles in the Army, the shame of having my unit go forward as I got sent back, never having even deployed with the uniform on, of the weight of my brothers that I carry from before putting on that uniform and after. We have a choice about what defines us. And yes, that choice is made with every breath, with every thought, with every heartbeat. But practice makes perfect. And the more often you affirm that choice, yes, God, yes, God, yes, God, yes, God, the easier it gets. And it's never going to be easy. I'm not going to lie to you. It's never going to be easy. But it gets a hell of a lot easier. And as soon as we realize that we are actually more because of these things, then that creates the opportunity for America to realize the expectations that they need to live up to. We are more because we have seen death. We are more because we truly value life more than anyone that has been so comforted as never having had the blood of another on you. Enjoy that comfort because we carry that burden for you. And you've got a lot to live up to. America has let us down. But they didn't mean to, you know? Vietnam vets paved the way and at least opened the eyes to holy fuck, this isn't okay. You know, we gotta open their eyes more and help them to take the next step of realizing, guess what, guys? It's still fucked up. It's just a different kind of fucked up. Because you know what? You're reliving Vietnam. Every time we try and cut on a blinker to merge, and somebody speeds up to not let us in, every time somebody gives us that look of judgment because they don't understand what the fuck we've been through, every time people are so discourteous at the grocery store that it gives us anxiety attacks, what the fuck do you think you're doing except spitting on the Vietnam veteran? We're just a different generation. And the fact that America is so fucking wrapped up in their own selfishness. Guys that came before us, thank you. Thank you for paving the way. Because you were the ones that, the soldiers that came before, the service members that came before, you were the ones that are giving us this opportunity to even see that there is hope for better. And this is our fight. This is our version. American veterans, wake the fuck up! It's not about your goddamn pity party, and you shame those that died by failing the ones that live. Rolling Thunder was never about the dead. POWs, MIAs, they're both, at the time, Rolling Thunder was a big deal because people hoped they were alive. And this generation has forgotten so much. We allow the survivors to die because we fail them. America will lead the way. I certainly hope you fall in. Fellas, pity party for one is over. Fall in. This is way over. I gotta go. I gotta go.